You've seen this room even if you've never been there. Empty yellow walls, the hum of fluorescent lights, damp carpet stretching further than it should, nothing is happening, and yet your skin prickles with dread. There's no monster, no sound, no threat you can point to, so where is the fear actually coming from? The unsettling truth, it isn't in the room at all. It's in the machinery of your own brain. These are called liminal spaces, and a hit film has just pulled millions of people into them. Today, let's make visible exactly what your brain is doing when an empty room feels wrong. A liminal space is a place of transition, caught empty, a school hallway in the middle of summer, a shopping mall after closing, a hotel corridor at 3 in the morning, stairwells, waiting rooms, empty parking garages. On their own, these places are utterly ordinary. You walk through 100 of them a week without a second thought. The strangeness only appears under one specific condition, when they're empty and they shouldn't be. That single detail, familiar but wrong, is the key to everything that follows. And to understand why it hits so hard, we have to change how you picture your own brain. You feel like you simply see the world, light comes in, your eyes report the truth, but that's not how perception works. Your brain doesn't wait for reality, it predicts it. Every moment, your brain runs a model of what should be there next and compares it to what your senses report. According to one of the most influential ideas in modern neuroscience, called predictive coding, what you experience isn't the raw world. It's your brain's best guess, corrected on the fly. Most of the time, the guess is nearly perfect, so you never notice it running. Perception feels effortless precisely because your brain already knew, more or less, what it was about to find. Those guesses are built from a lifetime of experience. Your brain has learned strong statistical rules about the world. In the language of statistics, we'd call them priors. A corridor contains people. A mall contains shoppers and noise. A swimming pool contains splashing, echoes, the smell of chlorine, and other human beings. You never chose to learn these rules. Your brain absorbed them, automatically, from thousands of encounters. So when you step into one of these places, your brain has already filled in the blanks before you look. It expects the people, the sound, the life. The prediction is running, confident, ahead of your eyes. Now the room is empty, and reality slams into the prediction. Corridor, predicted people, found none. Pool, predicted noise and bodies, found silence and still water. The gap between what your brain expected and what it actually got has a name: prediction error. And a large, sudden prediction error is one of the most important signals your brain can generate. It means something here is not as it should be. A small error your brain shrugs off. But an error this basic, a place that violates a rule you've trusted your whole life, cannot be quietly ignored. It demands an explanation. Here's the crucial step. Your brain tries to explain the mismatch. Maybe everyone left for a reason. Maybe you shouldn't be here. Maybe something is wrong that you can't yet see. And when no explanation fully fits, the brain tends to lean toward caution. Evolutionary thinkers call it the smoke-detector principle. Better a false alarm than a missed threat. For our ancestors, a place that should hold people but suddenly doesn't may have been a genuine danger signal, a sign that something drove them away. Better to feel fear and be wrong than feel calm and be caught. That may be why liminal spaces feel creepy, not merely odd. The dread isn't really a reaction to the room. It's an ancient alarm, firing because the world stopped matching its map and leaning toward danger just in case. You may know the uncanny valley from Faces, a robot or animation that looks almost human, but slightly off, feels far more disturbing than one that looks obviously fake. Something familiar, subtly wrong, triggers deep unease. In 2022, 2 researchers at Cardiff University, Alexander Diel and Diel Lewis, showed that physical places can produce their own uncanny valley. And they pinned it on structural oddities, features that are displaced, distorted, missing, or eerily repeated. A room that's almost normal, but structurally wrong, unsettles us in a strikingly similar way to a not-quite-human face. It's a related kind of violation in a different form, familiar enough to trigger recognition, but structurally off enough to break it. A doorway that repeats where it shouldn't, a hallway that doesn't line up, a light with no source. Notice which places dominate the liminal aesthetic: malls, school hallways, arcades, motel pools, places many of us knew in childhood. And that familiarity doesn't always soften the fear. It can sharpen it. Because your brain doesn't just predict the shapes of a place. It predicts the feeling that came with it, the crowds, the warmth, the safety. When the shapes match but the life is gone, the emotional prediction fails too. It can feel like a memory, with the people deleted. That's the eerie double note of liminal spaces, nostalgia and dread at once. Recognition says you belong here. Emptiness says you're alone in a way you never were. Two predictions collide, and the friction is the feeling. There's a second system straining underneath. As you move through space, two brain regions work constantly: your hippocampus, building a map, and your prefrontal cortex, planning where to go. Normal rooms resolve. You size them up, place yourself, and relax. Liminal spaces resist that. Endless identical corridors, repeating doorways, no landmarks, no clear exit. The map never quite finishes drawing. So those systems may stay switched on, searching, refusing to settle. That unresolved effort can be felt as restlessness and unease, the nagging sense that you can't quite get your bearings and can't quite leave. This is part of why the aesthetic exploded online and why the film works. The Backrooms began as a single eerie photograph and a short piece of text and grew into a shared internet myth. Its power isn't gore. It's engineered prediction error. Every design choice targets your predictive brain. Rooms that look real but obey no floor plan, corridors that should connect and don't, a familiarity that never pays off. It's a maze built, almost by accident, for a mind that can't stop guessing. And here's the twist: the very same mechanism can feel calming. Some people seek liminal spaces out for the quiet, the pause, the world on hold. Strip away the threat interpretation, and the same strangeness becomes something else: stillness. The room didn't change, only the story your brain told about it. So the next time an empty room makes your skin crawl, remember what you're really feeling. Not a presence. An absence, measured, flagged, and sounded as an alarm by a brain that never stops predicting the world. The Backrooms works because you brought the fear in with you. The dread was never in the walls. It was in the machinery quietly guessing what should be there and recoiling when the world came back empty.